And now, the After the Bell podcast with Bill Neville and Lee Morgan.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of After the Bell. My name is Bill Neville, and I am solo today. We had a little incident, some backstage stuff that not too many people know about. Lee was getting all fired up at me about the way I was booking her on the show, and abruptly walked out. And I just threw something in a fit of rage, and that's it really pissed me off because, I mean, we're 2 shows in. We've had well over 200 listens on YouTube and on our website, atbwrestling.com. And she just suddenly walked out, and because of contract dispute. I mean, even though there really was no contract, she just said, "I'm tired of your shit, and I'm going away." So I'm doing today's show solo, as my co-host Lee left me high and dry and walked out. And when I reached out to her for comment, she said, "I'm tired of the way you're booking me on the show." So it looks like Lee has officially walked. So I don't know where she... What the hell is that?
I got bored at home because the WWE Network isn't here for another 12 days, man.
Wow, look who's back. Look who decided to come back and be a part of the show again.
I just had to come back.
Welcome back, Lee.
Hi.
Thanks for screwing me over for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, you did it pretty well, didn't you?
You know, I'm it is what it is.
It is what it is. We'll keep it at that.
Anyway.
We got to negotiate on that contract.
Yes, that was just a really lame play on CM Punk, but you know what? WWE is cheesy, so we decided we're going to be a little bit cheesy today.
Why not?
Exactly. But Lee brought up the WWE Network and said that she would have nothing to do until the WWE Network came out in how many days? 12. And today's podcast is going to start with a discussion on the WWE Network. I'm very behind this. As soon as it was announced, I was super excited about February 24th, which is the day before my birthday, by the way.
I'll have to remember that.
I expect that as a birthday present.
Yep.
WWE Network for 6 months.
For that free week trial.
Oh, hey now. I was looking for a nice present from you. But instead you're going to get me something for free. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you. Shows how much I mean
Have
to
fun
you.
in Florida.
Wow. Yeah. Yes, ATB, the After the Bell podcast is going to go on a little bit of a hiatus. We're not going to record on our normal Tuesday. We're going to record on Tuesday, February 25th. But the following Tuesday, I will be in Florida, so I won't be able to record then. But we'll record as soon as I get back and have the recap of the previous Friday's SmackDown, the previous Monday's Raw. Like I was saying before, I'm very behind the WWE Network, as is Lee, and we'll be both putting it to use the first day it's available.
No sleeping. 24 straight hours.
Exactly. It's going live, according to WWE, at 11:05 p.m. on February 24th, right after the conclusion of Monday Night Raw, which apparently is going to have quite a few special guests.
Quite a few.
Who have you been hearing that is going to be on the Monday Night Raw?
Undertaker.
Special guest right there.
Oh, yeah.
Undertaker's hands down my favorite of all time. And I am super excited to have him back. And it'll probably start his WrestleMania storyline with whoever it may be. Before you get into anything, our ATV poll question of the week last week was, who do you think will be Undertaker's eventual opponent at WrestleMania 30? We had a whopping 6 responses. The majority of them, well, half of them, not a majority, but more than all the other answers. 3 votes were for Brock Lesnar, which I agree. I think it's going to be Brock Lesnar, as did our friends from the WEI WrestleCast. 2 votes for Sting, which I don't believe at all.
No.
And 1 for Captain Yes, Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
As much as I would love to see that. And Undertaker has actually come out and said he wants to work with Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see that happening this year the way the storylines are going right now. I mean, who knows? There could be some backstory with Kane. Who knows? Anyway, so thank you for the 6 folks that participated in our ATB poll question of the week. More than a handful, yes. Unless you have some weird genetic problem when you have 6 fingers.
Then I'm sorry.
then Lee is sorry for you. So this leads us to our next ATB poll question of the week. You can answer our poll question by tweeting at ATB Wrestling and using the hashtag ATB poll. That's ATB POLL. And the question of the week this week is, who do you think will be the next person inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2014? WWE has already announced Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake Roberts, and last night Lita was announced that she'll be going into the Hall of Fame, joining the previous aforementioned names. So who do you think will be the next person inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2014? Who do you think?
Paul Bearer.
I took the words right out of my mouth. Paul Bearer. I don't think there's really any other choice as far as you've already got two main eventers. You've got a diva. Next is most likely going to be a manager.
Yep.
I don't see anybody really besides Paul Bearer in the manager spot, considering he tragically passed away after he was doing so well for a while.
And it was way too close to WrestleMania.
Exactly.
For him to be in.
And it kind of worked
class.
out with the whole CM Punk Undertaker storyline at WrestleMania last year, and I'm sure Paul wouldn't have had it any other way. It worked out great. He was part of the storyline. It brought back incredible memories. It was very, very well done by WWE. At certain points, I thought maybe they went a little overboard, like when Punk poured
that was awesome.
the urn on
awesome.
Undertaker's face. I mean, obviously it's not real ashes, but I mean, it was still pretty gross.
It was sickening.
It was exactly sickening is a perfect word. But back to what we were talking about before with the. Do you have something to say?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just making hand gestures.
Oh, okay. Lee was dancing on the other side of the table, and she looked like she wanted to say something, but she's just being annoying.
Dances.
She's being annoying. She's probably going to walk out again just because I said that.
Maybe.
Yeah. What else? It is what it is. What we were saying before about the WWE Network, it's going to be $9.99 a month with a 6-month commitment, so that's about $60. It turns out to be about $120 a year, as long as they don't raise the price on you, with all the extra content, in addition to the 12 live pay-per-views, which is an unbelievable steal compared to over $600 a year just buying individual HD pay-per-views. And it's just that alone should make you want to buy the WWE Network. And aside from Royal Rumble and WrestleMania and the occasional SummerSlam, I don't really order pay-per-views. I mean,
me either.
We usually get a big group of people together at my house or at somebody else's house to watch one of the pay-per-views and kind of chop down the cost. But I mean, I don't even mind fronting that for myself. I mean, $10 a month to watch pay-per-views and all this other content, which according to WWE.com includes all 12 live pay-per-views during the year, including WrestleMania 30, original series, the WWE Countdown, the Monday Night War, and WrestleMania Rewind, broadcasts of NXT and WWE Superstars, the original reality series Legends House, which I'm really looking forward to.
Coming in April.
Featuring Mean Gene, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Roddy Piper, Hillbilly Jim, Howard Finkel, Jimmy Hart, Pat Patterson, Tony Atlas. I mean, what a cast of characters.
That's the lineup.
I
funny
can't.
men.
I cannot wait for that. I don't know what it's going to be. If it's gonna be like some sort of competition where like guys get eliminated out of the house or something like that, or
I
is
hope it's like the real world. They go out and party.
That imagine Howard Finkel and Mean Gene out together.
That's gonna be a knee slapper.
Oh man, that would be fantastic. It's going to include live content, including pre- and post shows for Raw, SmackDown, and the pay-per-views. It's going to have live studio shows, video on-demand library, including every WWE, WCW, and ECW pay-per-view ever made, replays of Raw and SmackDown, which I'm really excited about because even last night I was at the Beanpot and I had to miss Raw live, and I had to watch Raw until about 2 o'clock in the morning on DVR. So I'm a little tired today. And I was really frustrated because Lee walked out on me, but she's back. And I feel a little bit better.
I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
Sorry.
You don't pull that stuff. Not this early in.
Nope.
Especially when I gave you that super exclusive.
Maybe like 434 days in.
Well, I mean, especially since I gave you that super exclusive contract with the tour bus and the first class travel and everything, right?
That was really generous.
And all your merchandise bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing the WWE Network is going to include is classic matches, uncut and uncensored, quote unquote, is what they're saying. So I'm really, really excited. I mean, there's no reason if you're even a mediocre wrestling fan, but Lee and I are huge wrestling fans, but even if you're a mediocre wrestling fan, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you enjoy professional wrestling, or you even did at one point, but you still tune in every now and then, it's literally a no-brainer. $9.99 a month for every pay-per-view and all this other stuff. Like, how can you go wrong?
You'd be crazy not to buy it.
Exactly. I mean, I can't imagine that it's going to take WWE too long to turn a profit off of this. I mean, they said they sunk quite a bit of money into this, but you figure $10 a month, $120 a year, times
cancel your Netflix account and buy that instead.
Say maybe like a 1.5 million subscribers within a year.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking hundreds of millions. I mean, they're going to be doing all right.
That's a nice, pretty penny.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had a couple of questions for you here. I've got some answers too. But what feature out of all the ones we just went over are you most excited about, and why, Lee?
NXT.
See, Lee is a huge NXT fan. She's been watching on Hulu and whatever other outlet you watch NXT on.
I pretty much just download them and watch them weekly.
You're not supposed to say that.
Well, Hulu, come on. What is Hulu anyways?
Hulu is a video streaming website that...
I know what it is.
I was going to go on Wikipedia and just read what Hulu is to you.
Yeah, I watch it on Hulu Plus.
Okay.
And I think it's on every Thursday night.
Okay. And what exactly is NXT for the fans that don't know what it is?
It's pretty much just all the up and coming wrestlers.
Okay.
That will hopefully, it's like Emma that you're seeing on Raw now, and it's like Alexander Rusev or whatever his name is, and
I can't wait to see more of him. By the way,
he's a beast.
When Lee and I went to SmackDown in Worcester back in January, Rusev had one of the dark matches, and I personally had never seen him before, but I think you had on NXT. But I was very impressed. I mean, he looked like an idiot with the high underpants and whatever he's wearing. But
he looks
for
like
a huge
bigger
guy,
version of Tarzan.
Exactly. And for a huge guy, and very similar to Bray Wyatt, for a huge guy, he is very nimble in the ring, and he's very fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing worse than watching a big guy like Khali or even Big Show at times, really, struggle to move or
Khali hasn't been able to move in years.
Khali, the second he walks out of the curtain, he looks like he's holding apples in his butt. I mean,
that's an interesting way to put it.
I mean, he's just like doing that. I wish you could see me doing it right now, but he's like the limp and the shoulder dips.
It's like he doesn't have knees.
Exactly. He's doing some sort of shimmy down to the ring.
Yeah.
The Punjab shimmy.
Yep.
So you said NXT is your or what you're looking forward to most.
Oh yeah,
out of WWE Network.
February 27th.
February 27th. And
first
what was
episode.
the main event match for that NXT?
Adrian Neville versus
My brother
Bo
from another mother?
Dallas for the NXT Championship.
Bo Dallas. What happened to him?
No.
No comment.
No comment.
Poor Bo Dallas had a push for about 2 weeks last year and then disappeared.
That happens.
Yeah.
I think he's had the NXT Championship for over like 230 days now. So they gave him like this big banner.
Impressive.
He's a heel, so he demanded it.
Bo Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
NXT demanding things. Who does he think he is?
What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the 12 pay-per-views a year. I mean, that's the part I'm super excited about because, I mean, watching on your TV is so different than trying to illegally download it or illegally stream it.
And we would never do that.
We would never do that. We do not condone that here on the ATB Wrestling Podcast.
Nope.
But it just watching on your TV just has a much better feel, and for the fact that it's going to cost you $500 less per year to watch those 12 pay-per-views is definitely the most exciting part.
You can invite people over. You can have a big party for WrestleMania.
Oh, I mean, I do that anyway. I do it big for WrestleMania, and my friends who listen to the podcast who have been to my WrestleMania parties, they'll tell you, oh yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Wild.
And most certainly the hundreds of pay-per-views on demand as well. Goodbye to buying the DVDs, which I have a ton of, but I'm definitely super excited about that. Which new original show are you intrigued by, and why?
Even though it doesn't come out until April, Legends House.
And that kind of goes without saying. I mean, that's what they're really pushing as far as their original programming on WWE Network goes. And I can't imagine it not being hilarious. And I hope they do it well, and I hope it's uncensored, which it probably won't be.
Probably won't be.
But I mean,
so, don't say hell, say heck.
You could say HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah.
But I think the original show I'm looking forward to most is the original series called Monday Night War, because that's the time where I really got into wrestling. I was 10 years old, around 96, 97 is when I first started watching it with my friends. Mm-hmm. And like I said on last week's show, I got into it right around WrestleMania 13, and my first live event was WrestleMania 14 at the Fleet Center, which is now TD Garden in Boston. And it's just really cool to watch high-quality video of old stuff that you remember from your childhood. That's pretty much my
it is. It's really fun to watch.
My reasoning behind that. What classic pay-per-view will you watch first, and why?
Royal Rumble 1995.
And if you fans were listening to us last week when we gave our little bios of ourselves, Lee said that was the first event that she has ever watched.
Yes.
And why does that event stick out to you?
Because Shawn Michaels was the first man in, and he was the last man to finish.
HBK.
Yep.
Classic. I love Shawn Michaels. I always will. I've heard a lot of people saying on Twitter, or not heard, but read, people saying that Over the Edge 1999 will be the first pay-per-view they watch.
Really?
In my opinion, I don't think that pay-per-view should be available for viewing. I think it should be just replaced with some sort of 2-hour tribute to Owen Hart, or even broadcast the Raw is Owen from the next night in place of the pay-per-view. I mean, I forget offhand what matches were before Owen tragically passed away.
Yeah.
Or after, but I don't really remember any match really sticking out.
Me either.
That night, and other than the fact that you might want to see Owen fall, which you wouldn't see anyway.
No, they'll black it out.
Exactly. I can't imagine anybody wanting to watch that pay-per-view.
I watched the 50 years of the WWE DVD on Netflix the other night.
That was really good.
And they went over the whole Owen Hart situation, and I remember it.
Oh yeah.
It was heart-wrenching to watch.
I know a couple of my buddies, Tony and Adam, when we were in 6th grade when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Tony's listening to this, or Adam, for that matter.
Tony, hi Adam.
Lee says hi. But we came in the next day after Raw is Owen, the following Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And we took black construction paper, and we made the armbands that all the wrestlers were wearing with OH on them, and we wore them around school the next day.
That's so cool.
So it was that's definitely one event that I remember, but I would never want to see. Yes, I wasn't watching it live, and nor do I ever want to see if there was even any footage of it. I've heard from, I think it was Matt Stryker, said something.
The teacher?
The teacher, yeah, with the school bell.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something that he knows that there's a tape in the WWE library that on it says, "Do not open under any circumstances." Period.
I totally believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine anybody besides the live pay-per-view has ever seen any footage of that, because there's nothing on YouTube. There's nothing on anywhere. I mean, WWE has that footage locked up, and no one's going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And nor should they really want to see it.
No.
I mean, why do you want to see somebody fall from the ceiling?
You don't want to see somebody just die.
Exactly. I mean, watching JR and King trying to explain it after it happened was hard enough. Never mind watching.
Especially considering they had to, they legit got it on their headsets, and then all of a sudden they had to tell everybody live.
I mean, I vividly remember JR just staring into the camera. He goes, "And I have the unfortunate job to tell you all that Owen Hart has passed," and stunned the entire WWE universe, and it's a moment I'll never forget. Not that I didn't see it live, but I've seen the footage of JR and King explaining what happened, and it's nothing that I would be interested in seeing. On the other hand, the pay-per-view I will watch first would be Bad Blood 1997, which is the first pay-per-view I watched. Lee's 5 years younger than me, and she watched a pay-per-view 2 years
Two older
before
brothers,
me.
remember?
Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So Bad Blood 97, where Shawn Michaels took on Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell for the right to face Bret Hart for the WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And towards the end of the match, the lights went out, the ominous organ started playing, and there was Kane. Kane and Paul Bearer walked out, and who can ever forget the iconic call? That's gotta be Kane.
That's when writing was awesome.
Oh yeah. So who can ever forget that moment? But that was the first pay-per-view I ever watched live, so I'm going to watch that first. There's not too many high-quality clips out there. And when you're getting it straight from WWE, you know it's going to be high quality.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty psyched about that. And you know they digitized everything. They made everything great for the 720p or whatever the HD it's going to be in. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. We all know what happened at the next pay-per-view, Survivor Series 97, but we will not go into that because that's a whole different discussion for a whole nother day.
Yeah, that'll probably take an hour. So
Exactly. So with that, I'm looking forward to the WWE Network. I cannot wait for it to start. And
let's talk about who else is going to be on February 24th episode of Raw.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Other than The Undertaker.
Other than The Undertaker, who's going to be on the episode of Raw right before the WWE Network launches?
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. I haven't heard that name in WWE in a long time.
Right?
I think the last time, I saw him live in 2006, but I don't think it was too long after that he was gone. I'm not sure.
Jump ship to TNA.
To what?
TNA.
Total nonstop action.
Yeah,
Impact Wrestling, whatever the hell they're calling it now. I've never been a huge fan. I do love Christy Hemme, though. I love Christy Hemme. Always been a huge fan.
Isn't she the ring announcer?
She's the ring announcer, and
Yeah.
she's pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Before Lee and I went on the air today, we were kind of discussing how I'm getting sort of annoyed with Justin Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does a great job for the most part, but just I don't know. As an announcer myself, I'm very critical, and yes, jealousy has a lot to do with it. I would love his job. I would kill for his job. But it's just the way he says certain things is just kind of annoying me lately. But
I want Randy to RKO him.
That
just so they can feud.
Justin Roberts in the ring?
Yeah.
Really?
He works out and stuff.
He
Him
has
and
that,
Zack Ryder are friends, and they work out.
He has that massage thingy, too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hands to go, or whatever it's called.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Well, good for him. He started that. I mean, he's got his own little endeavor. And maybe one day Big Johnny will send him on his own future endeavor.
Big Johnny.
Did you hear any other names besides Hulk Hogan and Undertaker?
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart, okay. He'll be on Legends House.
Yeah, and that was all, but I'm pretty sure probably Roddy Piper.
Yeah,
and
I would imagine
everybody from
at some point there'll probably be some sort of backstage segment that features all the the cast of
probably throughout the whole entire month
of Legends
March
House.
and,
Exactly. A bunch of pre-tape segments and whatnot. But with that, we're going to go into our discussion of last Friday's SmackDown. And here we go. All right, so like we debuted last week, that's the SmackDown theme. It's one of the more catchy themes, and it's definitely one of the better themes that SmackDown has had in a long time. The Know Your Enemy Green Day song just didn't
awful.
fit at all. I mean, it was not a bad song, but it doesn't fit SmackDown or WWE for that matter. But Lee, you're going to start the discussion of Friday Night SmackDown from this past Friday. What do you want to discuss first?
Daniel Bryan kicked it off.
Daniel Bryan kicked it off. And what did Daniel Bryan do?
He talks about how Kane chokeslammed him to quote unquote hell.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a really fun place to be.
No, not with Kane.
Triple H says that there is an internal investigation of corporate Kane's actions from Raw.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yep. Same old.
Internal investigation. I wonder who's looking into that.
Big Johnny.
Maybe, what's his name? David Otunga.
Where is he anyway?
Married Jennifer Hudson.
And they had a baby, and that's it.
Yeah. Maybe they'll get him into it again with the whole lawyer thing.
Mm-hmm. Kane apologized to Daniel Bryan. Yeah, that's going nowhere.
Yeah, you can't take an apology from Kane without a grain of salt.
No. Daniel Bryan tells Kane about their hug it out moments, their yes no moments, and their no, I'm the tag team champions.
Team Hell No, classic.
Mm-hmm.
Lee's got a Team Hell No shirt on right now.
I do. I have a hug it out shirt.
She has a hug it out shirt with the hilarious stick figure looking drawings of Kane and Daniel Bryan.
And I think they're holding the.
Maybe we'll have to tweet a picture of that shirt.
Chips. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kane reminds Daniel Bryan that they're not friends anymore. They've never been friends. It's pretty sad.
That's not nice.
They were friends at one point.
I mean,
we saw them win the tag team championships, and
that was before Kane took his mask off and sold out.
Yeah,
and took his onesie off for his
onesie.
His red and black onesie for his shirt and tie.
Mm-hmm. Which leads into another quote from D-Bry. Take that cheap tie off. Go get your damn mask and get rid of that stupid corporate Kane.
God, our third show and we're already doing impeccable segues.
Right. That was awesome.
Pat on the back.
Kane then sets up a match for Daniel Bryan versus Antonio Cesaro for later on.
Great match, by the way.
Awesome match. Then we hear Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta.
I'm happy you remember that because I struggle with that. Shield.
Next up is Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Against Ziggler and Kofi.
Aha.
There were "We want Rollins" chants. I mean, I get it. He's awesome in the ring. He needs more one-on-one matches.
Agreed.
Him and Daniel Bryan have had some good matches.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting tired of these 6-man tag matches. Granted, I'm really looking forward to the Elimination Chamber match between the Shield and
that's going to be a bloodbath.
the Wyatt family. That might be the first actual bloodbath in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any added stipulations? I didn't really notice, but is there any added stipulations? It's not inside the chamber.
None.
It's not. It's just a regular match.
Mm-hmm.
There's no extreme rules or anything like that.
Hopefully, Triple H says it's no disqualification.
Hopefully,
that'd be
that would
some
pretty much
out.
ink it as the match of the night. I mean, obviously the Elimination Chamber is going to be the main event, but I mean that Royal Rumble proved wrong that Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt was the match of the night.
It was.
And the Royal Rumble and the WWE WWE World Heavyweight Championship match was supposed to be the main event, but technically the third match on the card was actually the main event as far as match quality and crowd participation and whatnot. What else happened with on SmackDown right after that?
Well, Ambrose tried to tag himself in against Reigns when Ziggler was down.
Mm-hmm.
Reigns got out of the way before he could tag him. He hit a Superman punch, then a spear to Ziggler. Reigns goes over to Ambrose and then tags him in to pick up the easy pin.
Sneaky guy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dean Ambrose.
Wyatt family promo was next.
Mm-hmm.
I just have 2 quotes from Bray and Harper.
Okay.
Bray said, "If you could only see the monster that lives behind my eyes, you'd realize how real I am." Then Harper says, "You'll be the first ones to burn."
Aha. Titillating stuff.
Yeah. They got some good writers.
They really do. I mean, and Bray just delivers it so perfectly. And he acts like he's out of his mind, which he is. He looks like he belongs in a mental hospital. Just literally just everything the the Wyatt family is doing right now is the reason why they're in the position that they're in right now, is because they appeal to the TV crowd. They appeal to the IWC. They're everything that the IWC wants, and they want fresh faces in top spots, and this is exactly what you're getting. And they want spider walks, yes. If nobody has seen that before, that's one of the freakiest things I've ever seen in WWE ring. And Bray goes to the corner, grabs the rope, goes upside down, stares at his opponent, and you think that's the end of it. But no, he puts his hands down and starts crab walking towards the corner, and it was something out of The Exorcist. It's something you would expect,
crawling up like a white wall or something,
right? Yeah. Something you expect like old school Taker or Boogeyman or somebody like that to do.
Man. He used to creep me out.
He's coming to get you. So what else you got over there for SmackDown?
Sheamus versus Ryback. Sheamus won with a broad kick.
Seems to be happening a lot lately.
Yeah, I mean he's gotta get easy wins because of the Elimination Chamber coming up.
Correct.
Cesaro versus Bryan. That was a fun match.
It sure was.
Cesaro picked up Bryan with one arm.
Cesaro, I mean, he looks like a lanky dude, but man, is he strong.
He could probably lift a truck.
Aside from that and the Cesaro swing, and he's not swinging Rey Mysterio around. He's swinging big guys.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's mighty impressive what he's doing in the ring right now, and it's nice to see. I mean, granted, they're not in main events like John Cena and Randy Orton last night, but they're getting there. It's nice to see guys like The Shield or Cesaro or Daniel Bryan or the guys who haven't been in those huge spots yet are slowly but surely building to those spots. I mean, look what Roman Reigns is doing.
He's going to be a
soon enough
dark horse in the elimination match. So
yep,
watch out for him.
Yep.
Cesaro hits. Oh, totally skipped that. Kane Pyro. After
what does he want
Bryan
now?
Got the yes lock on Cesaro. Yeah. Well, I guess Kane just wants to chokeslam Bryan.
Naturally.
Why not?
Why not is right.
And then that was dumb. That should have been the main event of the show because
it should have been.
Then they just went into AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella. And that was a squash.
Yeah. I mean, I'm tired of the squash diva matches. Let's turn the whole Santino and Emma and versus Fandango and Summer Rae into something cool with Emma and Summer Rae, because obviously they're both very talented in-ring performers as well, instead of just counterparts and dancers, and if you can even call what Emma does dancing.
Seizures.
Picking flies out of the air.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now. I wish you could see me, but I just wish it would turn into something better for the divas. But
agreed.
Right now, it's just kind of filler. Same with all the other crap that they have to put into a 3-hour show to make it a 3-hour show. I really wish Raw would go back to 2 hours.
Me too. There's way too much stuff going on.
And it's not even the filler that bothers me. It's the fact that the beginning of the show is amazing and the end of the show is amazing. And then sometimes the middle of the show is amazing. It's like right around either the 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock point at the top of the hour, which is obviously planned. But everything from 10 to about 10:40 seems to drag. Like you can't get through that last hour without like, come on, time for the main event already, or time for whatever's going to happen, this contract signing or something that you know isn't going to go well.
We haven't had a contract signing in a while.
No, and
maybe we'll have one.
Hopefully for WrestleMania.
For Randy Orton versus Sheamus versus John Cena versus Daniel
6 contracts.
Everybody just in the ring together.
Yeah.
That'll be a big table.
Maybe Undertaker will call out his opponent on February 24th. Maybe they'll have a contract signing leading up to that WrestleMania.
Maybe.
If Undertaker even signs contracts.
Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar are going to be back that night too.
I'm happy about that. I hope it is Lesnar, because I want to see another build up to a WrestleMania match with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he did it last year with CM Punk, and to top it all off when he came out as Paul Bearer. I mean, I thought it was Paul Bearer. I thought it was a work. I didn't think he was dead. And there's Paul Heyman, white face, mustache, holding the urn up, and it was so well done. And I'm looking forward to another WrestleMania build up with a Paul Heyman guy. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Anything else happened on SmackDown that's worth noting?
Darren Young beat up Titus backstage.
Okay.
And then he got a haircut too. But
fun.
Other than that, it's really nothing.
I wonder where he went. Did he go to Supercuts? Or maybe somebody backstage just cut it themselves.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe does WWE have their own hair cuttery?
Yeah,
I would
they
imagine
have,
they do,
the
right?
hairstylists and stuff.
Because John Cena has a fresh cut every time he comes out. I'm sure
Always.
somebody's buzzing right before he goes out there.
All the girls need to get their hair straightened and curled and stuff. So,
as you can see in Total Divas.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But I think that's just about it for SmackDown, wasn't it?
Randy Orton got the pin on Christian.
Oh yes. It's a, I wouldn't say it's a testament, but I can't think of the word right now, to how weak the main event stars are in WWE right now.
Yes.
The fact that, I mean, granted, Cesaro has been working hard and he deserves it, but the fact that Christian and Cesaro are both in the Elimination Chamber match is sad.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, John Cena, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan.
They should have thrown like Roman Reigns in there instead.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
I love Christian. I always will. I loved him as a tag team with Edge. Quiet down, phone. But I just don't. I can't see Christian as a main event guy. He'll always be a mid card guy to me.
Unfortunately, when Edge left,
that was the end of Christian's steam.
Took away everything that Christian had.
Exactly. But I mean, with all due respect, Christian's had a hell of a career, and I'm kind of glad that they're giving him this time in the light.
One last match.
Well, he keeps having matches week to week, and how many last matches is he going to have?
24.
But so that's that. That's SmackDown for you. And now, last night, it's time to recap and give our analysis on Monday Night Raw. So there's the Raw theme song.
I actually really like that.
I do too, and it debuted at the Raw 1000, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since they've been using it, I really like it. I thought it was better than what was the one they had before? Was it Nickelback?
Yes, it was Nickelback.
Raw, WWE loves Nickelback. But the one before that, the Across the Nation, was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I always loved that one. Anyway, to our analysis of Raw, because we're just aimlessly talking here, and we're already on 38 minutes.
Yay, why not?
So we have about 22 max to discuss Monday Night Raw. We're going to start this out here by something that Lee showed me earlier today. Our friends at WrestleChat.net posted a video earlier that is really interesting, and I'm very curious how they got this. They must have stolen a satellite feed or something. But there's a footage from the hard camera on the camera side that WWE always has set up, and it's picking up audio from Michael Cole, JBL, and Jerry the King Lawler, while the crowd at Staples Center starts this very audible CM Punk chant, and they're criticizing it. Here, take a listen.
Oh, there you go. That'll drown out soon. How about go away? Go away. Go away. Go away. It doesn't last long, does it?
No, it doesn't. There's not a lot of determination to that chant.
17,491 is the number tonight, guys. Sold out.
So that was JBL, Michael Cole, and Jerry the King Lawler kind of poking fun at the Staples Center crowd chanting for CM Punk.
I like the go away chant.
I do too.
Go away.
Away.
Go away.
So clearly, you know how they feel about the whole CM Punk situation.
Mm-hmm.
They're tired of hearing about it. They're tired of the crowd disrespecting the people in the ring.
I'm a little tired of hearing it too.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I agree. I mean, he's not going to come back
No,
just because you're chanting for him.
he's not even watching Monday Night Raw.
Hell no, he's not. But I thought that was really funny, and thank you, Lee, for showing me that earlier.
No
And
problem.
thank you to our friends from WrestleChat.net for posting that video.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. The crowd last night in LA was awesome.
It was.
One thing I've noticed as of late, the weekly crowd is getting louder and more vocal, and it makes for a much better show.
You need crowd participation.
Exactly.
Well, it's gonna be done.
It's not quite as loud at all times, but it kind of brings you back to the Attitude Era,
Mm-hmm.
where the crowd was amazing every single night. And it like I said before, it just makes for a much better show. The crowd participation during matches and promos,
Mm-hmm.
it just the product is so much more fun to watch. The opening segment of Raw began with Justin Roberts in the ring introducing
Your favorite guy.
my favorite guy. The special guest of the evening was I love how the only thing they gave her credit for was she's the star of Off Their Rockers. It's like Betty White is the most iconic woman in Hollywood right now.
She's 92.
She's
She's
92.
done a lot of things
She-
other than Off Their
I
Rockers.
mean, give her Golden Girls for
Exactly.
or something like that. Just why Off Their Rockers? I mean, that show is kind of funny, but it's nothing to go tell your friends about.
Mm-mm.
But my favorite moment, even though it was only about 20 seconds from that intro, was Big Show gets on the mic. He was kind of Betty White's escort coming out to the stage, and he says, "Hey Betty, what are we gonna do tonight?" And she says,
I'm gonna kick some ass.
"This little 92-year-old lady, so adorable. You just want to pinch her cheeks." And she goes, "I'm gonna kick some ass."
Classic Betty White.
Just awesome. Anyway, it's to interrupt Betty White, the Authorities, not the Authorities, but Triple H's alternate King of Kings music hits, and him and Stephanie come out to interrupt. They go to the ring. Betty White disappears for some sad reason.
Unfortunately.
They promoted the hell out of her showing up, and she was on for about 20 seconds
Yeah,
at the
they
beginning
showed
of the
her
show.
like 3 times backstage.
Yeah. Including the X-Lax incident, which we will not get into.
No, we will not. That's
Because
the
it's
only
just not
time
worth
we
our
will
time.
be saying that.
X-Lax.
Sorry, Billy Gunn.
Sorry for what you went through, too.
Yep.
So the Authority comes out to interrupt and says that they're reconsidering the face of the WWE, and Triple H goes on to name the 6 members of the Elimination Chamber match. Orton comes out, being the kiss ass that he's been lately, kind of begging for forgiveness. And while Orton is talking, very, very loud Daniel Bryan and Yes chants break out. And Randy is begging Triple H and Stephanie that he wants to be the face of the WWE in and out of the ring. He wants to be on the talk shows. He wants to be on Kelly and Michael. He wants to be on the cereal boxes. I don't know why anybody would want to be on Kelly and Michael, but that's just me.
I mean, no.
Why
mind.
Kelly and Michael? Why not like a cool show like Conan or something?
Like, Jimmy Fallon has
Right,
his new Tonight Show coming
And
on.
Seth Meyers,
Come on.
late night.
Go on, Seth Meyers.
I love Seth Meyers. Anyway, Brian's music hits. Ridiculous pop from the Staples Center.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You could tell Brian is just genuinely enjoying this, and he walks out of the curtain with a big grin on his face. And no superstar in recent memory has been this over in every single city that I can think of since John Cena made his switch to Monday Night Raw in 2005, and that's coming up on.
Thugonomics.
And that was just after the Thugonomics phase.
Yep.
He just switched to the Time Is Now music.
That's why everyone else liked him at that point.
Exactly.
Drop the gimmick.
See, I love the Thugonomics gimmick. I thought it was great. When he used to freestyle, it was awesome. Brian just has the crowd in the palm of his hand. The Authority says they're going to give him the night off, and he's shaking his head like this. I wish you could see it right now. It's so funny with the beard and the hair, and it looks hilarious when he's shaking his head.
The shaggy dog.
No. And then he goes and he sticks his arms in their face, going, "No, no!" And the crowd just goes absolutely insane. So that's just how over Daniel Bryan is, and people just want to see him succeed, even if it's not a 434-day title reign like CM Punk has. People just want to see him have the title for more than 2 days.
More than 22 hours.
Corrected. 22
Let's
hours.
make it a full
It was less than a
day.
day.
Let's make it a full day.
Brian brings up the fact that Orton's pretty much lying through his teeth to the Authority, saying that he doesn't really love Stephanie because he brings up the time when he handcuffed Triple H to the ropes and went and kissed Stephanie right in front of him. So Brian seems to remember these moments, and Orton does not, which it adds to the fuel to the fire between Orton and Brian, which is good, building that rivalry a little bit more. But that was the beginning of Raw. After that, we had Goldust, Cody Rhodes, and Rey Mysterio versus the Wyatts. Like we say over and over again, once the bass drops in the Wyatts theme, there's just no better theme song in the business right now. Lee has it as a ringtone.
Yes, and I'm listening to it in my head right now.
So Bray, the finish of the match was amazing. Bray tagged himself in and hit Ray with a ridiculous running Sister Abigail while Ray was setting up for the 619, and the crowd popped like crazy. JBL freaked out, and it was
Rey Mysterio died.
literally. And post match, Bray goes back and sits into his little rocking chair, and he's saying to the Shield, "Tiny little toy soldiers trying to play your part in a war that is not meant for you. You will fall."
Dun, dun, dun.
Just simple, to the point. End of story. Shield versus the Wyatts is probably going to be the match of the night in Elimination Chamber, like we've said before.
I hope it's longer than 20 minutes.
I hope so.
And it's not like I'm going to punch you in the face and then you're going to be knocked out.
Right.
Sister Abigail to you and Roman and
Exactly. So the Shield are up next. They had a backstage promo with fresh face Renee Young, and she goes on in to call out Dean Ambrose for something. Here, take a listen.
Roman, we just saw highlights from your historic night at the Royal Rumble, but now you, Seth, and Dean face perhaps your biggest challenge in the Wyatt family in the six-man tag match at the Elimination Chamber. And the Wyatt family's actually had some pretty harsh words for you guys lately. Do you have a response to that?
Baby girl, actions always speak louder than words. Remember that.
The Wyatts love to speak in riddles. Renee, we don't. We speak in absolutes.
As in, we will absolutely destroy the Wyatt family at Elimination Chamber.
Dean, on another topic, there's actually been some talks lately about the fact that you haven't defended your United States Championship in quite some time. Do you have a comment on that?
So am I supposed to just pull United States Championship matches and contenders out of thin air? Is that what I'm supposed to do? You know how this works? Do you have any idea how much paperwork goes into something like that?
What are you talking about, man? What kind of champion do you want to be?
I resent that, all right? The bottom line is there's nobody in this company with the guts to try and step up and take this away from me. I'll prove it tonight. I'll put out an open challenge. Tonight, U.S. title on the line. Anybody who wants to step up, I will remind the world that I am a champion.
So that was Dean Ambrose answering the challenge from Renee Young.
comical skits right now.
Comical skits. Dean is so good. He's as good as it gets behind the mic right now. But Dean Ambrose throws out an open challenge for his United States title, and who answers later in the show but the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Sexual chocolate.
Really?
I had to put it in.
Really? Just because I played the theme song for you earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
And because Roman Reigns just said baby girl, and it was really
true.
awkward.
Baby girl. That was awesome. I would say the same thing to Renee Young, too, though. I mean, she's
really pretty.
She's fabulous.
And she's awesome because she likes wrestling.
Exactly.
And she's doing the podcast for WWE now.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited about that. We need Renee to give us a shout out on Twitter or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Renee, if you're listening, baby girl, give us a shout out.
Literally just tweeting her right now.
Love it. So Dean Ambrose gets challenged by Mark Henry for his U.S. title. The Shield ends up interfering. Rollins attacks Henry as a disqualification. On the WWE app during the match, I believe it was during the match or was it post-match? The Seth Rollins incident.
It was during the match.
It was during the match. Okay, so WWE went to commercial on USA and told us to tune in live on the WWE app. And what Seth Rollins grabs a mic, which I thought when you were telling me about it, I thought it was just picked up on camera.
Oh, I
had no idea he grabbed a mic.
And like the camera wasn't even trained on him or anything,
right.
so it was you knew that it wasn't like.
I mean, he must have known that they were on the commercial.
Yeah. Oh yeah, obviously.
Because he would have got killed for saying that on USA.
Uh-huh.
But what did he say to the Staples Center crowd?
He goes, CM who?
That's not good. And then what did he say after that?
He points at the ring at Dean Ambrose and says, "That's the United States champion. He's who all of you men want to be and who all of your women want to be with tonight."
So PG.
Super PG.
Oh man.
I mean, what are they going to do tonight? Play checkers or something?
I can't imagine. I'm not 100% sure if Vince was in the gorilla position, which he usually is, but
Probably
I mean,
not.
in LA, cross country, probably not.
Mm-mm.
But man, if I'm Vince, I grab Seth Rollins by the neck when he comes back in and don't you ever do that again. And tell him the next time, and then give him the famous McMahon, you're fired. I'm not going to do that because I'll lose my voice.
No.
But tell him not to do it again because that was bad. Seth Rollins was a bad boy last night.
He was. He got a slap on the wrist.
The Wyatts come out at the conclusion of the match for a stare down with the Shield through the ropes, and the crowd erupts in yes chants. And it was just, it's setting up, like we've said countless times in the podcast already, that Shield versus the Wyatts is going to be match of the night at Elimination Chamber. It's been building up for weeks.
It was chill-worthy.
It was chill-worthy. No one had to say anything. It was very similar, like I was saying earlier, to the Triple H Undertaker stare down before their WrestleMania match a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
No one had to say anything. They just kind of stared at each other. Roman took the initiative, climbed into the ring. Bray Wyatt took the initiative, climbed into the ring. They had another stare down, and then they backed off. No one had to say anything.
Well, the Shield got in the ring, and then
Wyatt,
Bray Wyatt teased getting in the ring, then they jumped down.
That's right. I'm sorry, I mixed that up. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that match. What's next here? New Hall of Fame entrant we mentioned earlier. Lita is going to the WWE Hall of Fame.
Super excited.
I mean, Lita was always my favorite in-ring diva. My favorite diva overall was always Trish Stratus, but Lita was always my favorite to watch in the ring. I mean, she did things that you'd never seen from divas before. And no, we're not talking about the live sex celebration.
Hardy Boys. Let's talk about the Hardy Boys
that
and
too.
Team Extreme.
Yes, exactly. And that's where she made a name for herself.
That was my favorite to watch.
The first time I saw Lita do a moonsault backwards off the top rope, and you're just like, this chick is for real. I mean...
Didn't she break her neck at one point against Trish?
Mm-hmm.
Outside the ring.
She busted her knee outside the ring, too.
Ouch.
I mean, talk about a woman who didn't care.
That is a tough chick.
She's absolutely. Let's see what
we will skip the Divas match.
Yes.
Kane comes out.
Yes, thank you.
Even though Stephanie said that Kane was suspended for a week.
Well, he was put on administrative leave. She never said he was suspended.
He was suspended.
She said that?
Yes.
She did?
She did.
Oh, well then Kane's going to get a spanking then. Bad Kane. Brian interrupts Kane and because Brian was chokeslammed the past Monday and the past Friday on SmackDown. He attacks Kane. Kane goes into the crowd. Big moment, big yes chance. And it's great to see Brian finally get put over.
I'm hoping that Daniel Bryan doesn't get taken out of the Elimination Chamber to get put with a match against Kane.
That too. Definitely that too.
Yeah, let's not have that happen. Creative team, thank you.
One thing that really... one of multiple things, actually, that irked me about Monday Night Raw last night. Michael Cole called John Cena versus Randy Orton which was arguably the worst match of the Royal Rumble, which was last night's main event on Raw, an iconic main event. And we're all just tired of seeing it. You could fill an entire 3-hour Raw with John Cena versus Randy Orton footage. I mean, that's how many times they fought. You're tired of it.
Show it for Monday and Friday and Monday and Friday, like for a whole month, and you'd be good. Yeah,
if you want to see that. I mean, I probably wouldn't watch. No. USA would have 0 rating from my house.
Me too.
Another thing that really irked me was the booking of Dolph Ziggler last night. Just absolutely pitiful. I mean, Ziggler is facing off against Alberto Del Rio. Ziggler hits the Famouser. All of a sudden, Del Rio just pretty much gets right up and kicks Ziggler right in the face. He gets the 3 count out of nowhere. Match was over, and you can't put Dolph Ziggler in that spot to job. I mean, you just can't do it. Mm-hmm. You got to put somebody like Zack Ryder or somebody like 3MB or I don't know, somebody. Anyway, Sin Cara maybe in that spot to job for Del Rio. Granted, they're trying to put Del Rio over and make him look strong going into the match against Batista, but we all know Batista's not going to lose that match. No matter how much they build Del Rio up, you know Batista's not going to lose that match. Mm-hmm. And so Batista interrupts Del Rio, putting his submission on Dolph. He attacks him, and then Batista bombs him through the announce table.
He was not in skinny jeans.
He was finally. Right? He was in full wrestling gear. It was kind of refreshing.
It's probably because of the dark match that happened later. But
true. What was the dark match after Raw? You heard about this?
It was Batista teaming up with John Cena and Bryan versus the Wyatts, and it ended in DQ. So
at least nobody won clean.
Yeah,
because that would have been really lame. Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, it's off the air, but you don't pin the Wyatts.
No,
not with what they're leading up to. Mm-mm. I'm glad to hear that it wasn't just a match to send the fans home happy and all the fangirls cheering.
Yeah.
So apparently the shoot promo for Dolph we discussed on last week's After the Bell did nothing as far as his career goes, or his push, or non-existent push for that matter. So on to the main event. It was Randy Orton versus John Cena. 14th time.
Maybe 15th.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but there's definitely been at least a half a dozen plus. My favorite part about this match was Orton trolling the LA crowd. He gave John Cena his trademark where he sets the opponent up on the rope, his feet up on the ropes, and DDTs him onto the mat. But instead of the second rope, which he always does, he did it from the top rope. And Orton, as soon as he hits the move, gets up and yells at the crowd. He goes, "Same old what? I've never done that before. I've never done that before. How's that for same old shh?" And he said, "Shh, just try to keep it PG." He almost looked like he muted himself at the last seconds. He certainly sounded like he was going to say shit.
Yeah.
Pardon my French. So
I mean, that's part of a chant, so yeah.
Right. And it was the chant that they were getting at Royal Rumble, so that's why it was hilarious, actually, to see Orton kind of trolling the crowd. One of the few funny moments that Randy Orton actually has. So the match goes on, la-di-da-di-da. Orton reverses the AA into the RKO, and then Cena kicks out. And I wanted to start chanting "same old shh" in my own house, because pretty much Cena is the only one that gets to ever pull that crap and kick out of finishers and whatnot. And then, sure enough, Orton kicks out of the AA about 2 minutes later. This is the Rumble match all over again with near falls, false finishes. And my biggest beef with the match, and this really irked me, because everybody knows it's fake. Everybody knows it's planned. It's all scripted. The finish is scripted for the most part. But this could have been planned so much better. Cena hits the leg drop scissor kick thing from the top rope. Orton goes down on his face, and then instantly stood back up. It was like a
springboard.
Yeah, it instantly stood back up like he was on a trampoline, setting up for Cena to give him the AA. I mean, I was irritated by that, because no one stands up immediately after that move. I mean, his leg comes down on your neck while you're bent over, your face hits the ground, you're supposed to lay face down on the ground to make it look legit. All of a sudden, Orton bounces right back up, and it's not like a super kick where realistically, if you hit somebody and you hear they get knocked backwards into the ropes and they're still on their feet or something like that, where it's realistic where they're still on their feet. It looks stupid and fake. I'm tired of seeing John Cena versus Randy Orton one-on-one. Move on.
Yes, please.
End of story. Move on.
Move on.
Do you have anything else from Monday Night Raw last night?
No, but I did just get breaking news on WrestleMania.
Do it. Let's hear it.
It has been noted, and it is coming true, that you get to see the WWE Hall of Fame on the network.
Nice.
It will be
in a full stream.
It'll be delayed by, I think they said an hour. Yeah, by an hour, but just to get everything in.
Awesome.
But you get to watch that.
That's pretty cool because
So you
it's a
don't
really
have to
good
watch
class going in this year. I'm looking forward to seeing those speeches and who inducts them.
Mm-hmm.
And normally we just get the crappy little condensed version on USA for about an hour with the top 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah.
And you don't get to see the full thing until you buy the WrestleMania DVD.
Exactly.
But I'm really excited about that. That's awesome. Who broke that? Or where did you see it, for that matter?
NoDQ.com.
Old friends, No DQ. They follow me on Twitter.
Ooh.
I feel special. You got anything else? I think that's pretty much it on my end here.
I have 2 questions from fans of our podcast.
Yes. Oh, we love questions from fans. What do you got?
What do we think will happen in Chicago March 3rd on Raw?
Oh. So March 3rd. What is that? About 4 weeks before WrestleMania? I don't think anything's going to happen, personally. I don't see CM Punk coming back.
I don't either.
Because that, obviously, with the Chicago element, that's immediately what people think as far as what's going to happen because of his connection with his hometown in Chicago, the iconic crowd that was at Money in the Bank 2011. But I don't see anything happen really besides the normal build up to WrestleMania. How about you?
I wish I could give credit to this person who tweeted it because I can't find it now. But they said that they wanted the Authority to come out to CM Punk's theme.
That would be the biggest troll job in the history of WWE.
It would be great.
Kicking off Raw as soon as the fireworks and whatnot are done.
Mm-hmm.
Just hear the and the place would explode. And
then
you wait like 15 seconds, let the song go, and then slowly evil walkout from Triple H and Stephanie.
And then they just smile at everybody.
That, oh my God.
And then it switches to their theme. So that'd be great.
That is a great point.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to give credit to that person, but obviously I didn't see that in writing. But we'll give you credit. We'll retweet you or something when we find it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't think anything's going to happen in Chicago, but that is a great point.
Obviously, the chants are going to be out of control.
Oh, of course. And
signs probably
it's going to be annoying.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's not coming back unless Vince can...
They should tape it and then show it, just so they can cut the audio a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, unless Vince can pull a miracle out of his ass between now and then,
he has done that a few times, so... but I don't see this working out for the best.
I mean, what else does Punk really want besides booking? I mean, he's got everything. He's got more than any other superstar does besides John Cena.
Main event. He's not going to get it this year. So
he's making over $1 million. I've seen contracts. He's making over $1 million. He's making a 5% bonus on merchandise.
Yep.
He's got a tour bus allocated to him.
Yep.
He's got first class travel when there's no bus available.
Yep.
He's got everything you could ever ask for in the company.
Except for ice cream bars.
Except for ice cream bars. And a main event match at, well, not main event, but a championship main event match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He had arguably the main event last year, like we discussed last week.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, he's frustrated with his booking, and that's the end of that, really. What was the other question from the other fan?
Where do we think Roman Reigns will be going from here? How do we see WrestleMania planning out for the Shield? I'd like a triple threat match between all three.
Between all three?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. I see Roman Reigns breaking out of the Shield after Elimination Chamber, going on his own
because they're definitely not going to win an Elimination Chamber.
No. I see him going off on his own singles career, being very successful, being in the title hunt, which WWE needs to realize what they have with him and put him in the title hunt. End of story.
Then you can go after Dean Ambrose.
Exactly. But I think that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins will remain together and be another formidable...
Edge and Christian.
Yes, right along that line. It's be a formidable tag team in the tag team division, which had been lacking for a while, is slowly getting better with with the Usos and Goldust and Cody and New Age Outlaws, I guess. But other than that, I mean, there's really no. I wouldn't even put Swagger and Cesaro in that.
No, they were never there.
No, I mean Cesaro's about to go branch off that anyway. Mm-hmm. But I think that Roman Reigns will have a very good singles career, but Dean and Seth will continue to team together at least for the interim. I don't think for too long, but we'll see. You never know.
Yeah.
Dean will probably drop the title in between now and then too.
Probably.
The U.S. title. Somebody he'll probably do the open challenge every week.
At least
on Raw now.
They brought up the topic that he hasn't defended it in a while.
Right, and props to Renee Young for that. Granted, it was probably written for her, but still.
Yeah.
She's the one that did it.
That was good.
Yep. Any other questions from our fans?
That was it.
All right. Remember, you guys, you can answer our ATB poll question of the week for February 10th. The question was, who do you think will be the next person inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2014? Both of us said Paul Bearer, as WWE has already announced Ultimate Warrior Jake the Snake and Lita will be going in. Who will be joining them? You can tweet us your answer at ATB Wrestling and use the hashtag ATB poll. That's ATB POLL. Anything else, Lee?
No.
All right. So that's going to do it for After the Bell episode 3. Remember, folks, you can hear our show on both our YouTube channel and our official website. You can find our YouTube page at youtube.com/ATB Wrestling. Our official website can be found at atbwrestling.com, which now contains MP3 versions of our podcast as well as Lee's first blog post. Woo-hoo. You can follow Lee and I on Twitter. I'm at Bill_Neville and she's WWE_LCM. And the podcast is on Twitter at ATB Wrestling. And until next time, I'm Bill.
And I'm Lee.
And this has been After the Bell.